There is one editing method that will elevate your videos and you can build it in less than a minute. It is something if done properly can make your edits way more engaging, but if it's done wrong, it can kill your retention. So today I will teach you the full editing process on how you can make slick transitions, but in a proper way. And don't worry, we're not gonna be making a vintage PowerPoint slideshow from 2008. We're gonna create these quick flashy cuts that are actually trending in 2026. I've noticed that these transitions have been everywhere this year, so in this video we're gonna be breaking down 3 of them. They are perfect for any type of edit, you can use it for YouTube, Reels, or anything else. And since Drake recently released Iceman, we're gonna work with the footage from the National Treasures music video. It will be extremely easy, it's all about stacking adjustment layers and solids with different combinations of effects. But also these effects and order of the layers is dependent on your footage, so I'll give you the framework that you can later tweak to achieve original looks. The point of these transitions is to make it feel like it's ingrained in the video, and by the end of this tutorial, you'll know exactly how to do this. So now, let me teach you how to actually create them. So we are back in Adobe After Effects and we're gonna get straight into the first transition. By the way, I'm using 3840 by 2160 with 30 frames per second in terms of that comp. So as you can notice, I already marked the transitions for that music video, and we're gonna start off over here. So what you want to do is make sure to create a new adjustment layer. So for this I'm gonna right click, go over to new, adjustment layer, and I'm gonna trim it to 1 frame. Then I'm gonna duplicate it by hitting Ctrl D, and I'm gonna move it to the right by 1 frame. Now what we want to do with the first adjustment layer is apply zoom in effect. So we're gonna have a snappy zoom in effect with a little bit of distortion. So let's apply transform effect. Then we're gonna set up the scale to 115, and another effect is gonna be wave warp. All I'm gonna do here is just change the direction to 0 degrees. So this is gonna make the transition a little bit more seamless, which is already looking pretty cool. But with the next effect we're gonna apply, it's gonna look way better. So let's go over to the search bar and I'm gonna look for invert. So this is gonna flip the colors, and then also to make it more smooth, I'm gonna apply tint effect. So this is gonna give us a flashy transition, but we're gonna make it even better. So in order to ease in that second scene, what we're gonna do is make that invert effect travel from the left side of the screen to the right. So for this, I'm gonna make sure to select this layer. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, and then I'm gonna grab the rectangle tool. Now let's select the left part of the screen. And then we're gonna select the layer again. I'm gonna hit Ctrl D, and I'll push it to the right. Now over here, what we want to do is make sure the selection tool is on, and then we're gonna double click the mask, and I'm gonna grab the left edge and drag it to the right. So now we're gonna have such an effect. This is an extremely easy transition to make and I use it a lot. It's smooth, it's minimal, and it's very quick. I feel like 2026 has been all about flashy transitions, and if you use it in the proper way, you're gonna get amazing results. Alright, so now let's move on to the next one. This one is gonna be similar, but it's gonna be more extended and it's also gonna have more sauce. So what you want to do with the second transition is first move 5 frames back. Once you have the time indicator over here, then you want to right click, go over to new, and pick the new solid. I'm gonna rename it to grid, and I will hit enter. Let's trim it to 1 frame, and then we're gonna apply another effect. This time it's gonna be obviously grid. Now let's head over to the corner point and we're gonna change it to width slider. I'll change the width to 16, and then the border is gonna be set up to 7. Let's invert the grid. Now we're gonna need to head over to mode, so click here or just press F4. And we're gonna change the mode to overlay. So let's zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna turn it off. So this was before and after. So all the squares over here are gonna kind of light up everything behind them, which is already looking really nice, but now we need to proceed to the adjustment layer. So for this, I'm gonna right click, go over to new. Let's pick a new adjustment layer, and we're gonna trim it to 2 frames this time. Now I'm gonna move it to the right. We can actually rename that layer to noise, and we're gonna apply noise effect. So over here, what you want to do is set up the amount to 75%. So that's what we're gonna have. So these 2 layers are kind of the build up for our transition. So just having a little bit of flicker or exposure change or anything like that, this is just gonna make the transition more seamless. Now I'm gonna duplicate our grid. I'm gonna put it on top, and I will move it right over here. So we got 1 frame in between. Let's extend it by 1 frame, so we got 2 frames over here. I'm gonna do is head over here to the width slider, and we're gonna change it for width and height sliders. So now in the width, we want to drag it all the way up, and then in the anchor X, to get rid of that line in the middle, we're gonna drag it to the left. Now let's go ahead and change the height to 22. So this grid effect is gonna kind of give us these TV lines. But also we're gonna need to apply one more effect, which is gonna be noise. Over here, we're gonna change it to 80%. So if you zoom in really closely, we're gonna have noise in between the lines. All right, so that's what we have so far. And now we're gonna need a new adjustment layer, so I'm gonna duplicate this one and I will rename it to blur. Let's put it on top and we're gonna move it 2 frames to the right. So over here what we're gonna do is delete the noise effect and we're gonna apply transform. Here we want to set up the scale to around, let's say 117, should be good. And then we're also gonna apply the effect called directional blur. Here you control the blurriness, so we're gonna bump it up first and let's have it at around 150, maybe 160. So this is already a pretty cool effect, and whenever we're changing the direction very rapidly, then we're getting that kind of shake effect. So here we're gonna set up 2 keyframes for direction. One is gonna be for 90 degrees, so we're gonna change it like that in the beginning. Let's place a keyframe, let's hit U, and we're gonna move to the second frame over here, and this could be set up like that. And now we're missing our final component, which is gonna be that fleshy transition. So for this, we're gonna need another adjustment layer. So I'm gonna right click, go over to New, Adjustment Layer, and here let's trim it to 1 frame. Now let's call it Invert, and we're gonna apply the invert effect and also the tint. Now what I'm gonna do is zoom out again. I'm gonna grab the rectangle tool, and now pretty much the same procedure as before, but we're just gonna go from the upper side to the bottom. So for this, I'm gonna create a mask like that. And then I'm gonna duplicate our invert, push it to the right, and over here we're gonna double click on the mask, and we're just gonna drag upper edge to the bottom. So here we got the final effect for transition number 2. It turned out really nice. And obviously the invert effect is doing the heavy lifting over here, but that build up was also very important. Alright, now moving on to the number 3. Now in our final transition, what you want to do is move 3 frames back. Then you want to create a new adjustment layer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And let's trim it to 1 frame. Once you've done that, then you want to apply transform effect. And over here in the scale, you just want to slightly bump it up. And we need the transform effect over here because the next effect is gonna kind of make the black edges on the sides. So yeah, this is gonna fix the issue. So our next effect is gonna be wave warp again. So now here in our effect, we need to change the wave type to noise. Then we're gonna change the wave height to 30. And we're gonna change the direction to 0. Now I'm gonna call it warp, and now we're gonna need another adjustment layer. So for this, I'm gonna right click, go over to New, Adjustment Layer, and this layer is gonna need to have 2 frames. So I'm gonna trim it like that and move it to the right. Let's call it blinds, and we're gonna apply the effect called Venetian blinds. So you can't really see anything unless you change the transition completion. So this is gonna give us these lines. So what I'm gonna do with this is head over to the direction, and we're gonna change it to 90 degrees. Next thing you want to do is change the width to 90. And then we're gonna change the feather to 17. So this is gonna give us these thick lines, but we're also gonna play around with the transition completion. We're gonna set up some keyframes for this. But first, what you want to do is change the transition completion to 18, and then we're gonna set up the first keyframe right in the beginning. Let's hit U and move 1 frame forward, and over here we're gonna change it to 65%. So this is gonna be our effect. Alright, so now this is not looking that great, so what I'm gonna do with this is head over to opacity by hitting T, and we're gonna change it to 25%. So this is gonna be a very subtle touch, but again, this is kind of a build up for the transition. Now we're gonna need another adjustment layer on top, so what I'm gonna do is right click, go over to New, Adjustment Layer, and you want to trim it right in the beginning of our blinds. Then I'm gonna move over here, and you want to have it longer by 1 frame. Let's rename the layer to Turb, and over here we're gonna apply turbulent displays. So here in the settings, we're gonna change the displacement to horizontal, change the complexity all the way to 10, and then we need to set up the amount to 0. Now you want to head over to the beginning of the layer, and we're gonna set up the first keyframe for the amount. Let's hit U, and over here, right at the transition, we're gonna have it set to 75. So this effect is gonna be animated over 2 frames. Alright, so this is starting to look pretty cool, but we're missing a fleshy transition. But this time we're not gonna use invert. We rather want to use a little bit of color grading. So for this, I'm gonna right click, go over to New, Adjustment Layer, and here we're gonna have this layer for the length of 2 frames. Now let's rename it to Curves, and we're gonna apply the exact same effect. So this is gonna be exactly on top of the transition. So what you want to do with this is just drag the shadows and bump up the highlights. It's probably a bit too much, so we're gonna do it like that. Okay, pretty cool. And then the magic trick would be going over to modes and changing the mode to add. Once you've set up the mode, you can actually adjust the curves. So now I feel like it should be more of an S-curve. And this is gonna be that fleshy effect for us. Also a very slick and fast transition, but very effective. So let's see our final effect. By the way, whenever you're playing around with different footage, you need to adjust the intensity of the effects. So for example, if I had a different video there, I might have used a different curve. This is just as a side note. Basically, you just need to tweak the settings when it's necessary. Alright, so here we have our final effect. It turned out absolutely amazing. Perfect for music videos, perfect for reels, perfect for YouTube videos, perfect for anything. Because it's minimal, fast, and in the vibe of 2026. I feel like it's nothing over the top, it's just spicing up the whole thing. These are the types of transitions I'm using a lot, and obviously depending on the scene, I would always tweak something or replace the order of the adjustment layers. Yeah, it's just dependent on the case. Alright, we're gonna wrap it up here. Hopefully you enjoyed the tutorial. Make sure to check out the video on the screen. You can click on it. I'm waiting. And that being said, I will see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.